Can't find them. Oh, never mind. Okay, sounds good. Let me know when you're ready so I can send the invite. Hey, Texas Beard. How are you? Welcome in. Thank you for double tapping. Today we have a different... 333. Look at that. Guys, if you're new to the live, please make sure you're collecting your daily heart means. Don't forget to share out the live to at least 5 to 10 people by holding down my nose. If you hold down my nose, look, hold down my nose, and then you can send it to 5 people. And yeah, that helps push out the live. Thank you for the shares. Joe, let me know when you're ready so I can send the invite because I can't find... Hey, Sayamara, welcome in. Thank you for the daily heart me. I'm fine. Why wouldn't I be? A little annoyed with, TikTok and those bots, but I'm fine. Okay. Why is it not letting me send? Okay, there we go. There we go. Yay.
What's up? How come it won't let me use my camera? Oh, there we go. And nice, we did it.
Yay, finally.
How's it going?
It's going good. How are you?
Doing good, thank you. Just hanging out with the kiddo, and he's watching Venom and talking some manifestation with you.
Oh, okay. Venom is a good... well, I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah, it's fire. It's so good.
Definitely have a lot of things to watch.
It's so good. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. Hey Chris, welcome in. So this is something that I've been doing for a while, having people come on my platform, giving them a chance to talk about their journeys and all of that, and what their process is. Kind of like a Q&A, kind of like a FaceTime thing. And so I'm gonna introduce you. You can introduce yourself and then tell everybody your spiel.
Nice. Thank you so much. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, I'm Joseph Manifesting is what I go by. It's my brand. What got me into manifestation was manifesting my wife back, actually twice. And I always kind of knew that my inner world created my outer world, but I never really explored it until manifesting my wife back, and I think that life is always in favor of you. Like what I'm doing now, I went through so much different stuff. Like I did Toastmasters back in the day. I was in AA for 10 years because I was like a heroin addict and a cocaine addict. I spoke there. I was a service to people. And it's funny because I learned so many different skills that I now need in order to do what I want to do. And I think that the same is true for everybody, where whatever you've experienced or whatever your gifts are, it's perfect for you and it's meant to be. Everything that's happened to you has been meant to be for you to be who you desire to be. And that's what I found about manifestation ultimately is, I was sold on the idea of, let me do some affirmations, let me do some visualizations and shit. And this caused me to force and control. It caused me suffering. It caused me to not accept every situation, to be miserable. And what I realized this whole entire time, it's such an interesting thing now that I'm here, and I have my business and things are going good. I have my wife back. I have my dream car, and my life that I desired kind of just flowed to me. Is what I really realized is what I always wanted to be, was to be me. And so that's a lot of what what I teach, is just being as you are to manifest your SB, being as you are to manifest your dream relationship or your dream job or whatever it is that you want to manifest, is to just recognize that you already are it. I'm in agreement with Neville, where Neville says, you are who it is that you desire to be. The only reason why you don't see it is your refusal to believe it. And so that's what I teach people, is how to let go of that refusal. So it's been a really cool journey. I've helped manifest a lot of shit, so it's cool.
That's really good. So, I think what's interesting, and I like to, why I like to invite the guys on my platform, because it's always interesting, because majority of the people are like females, and you hear like the females manifesting their SPs, but you never really hear so much about the guys that are doing it.
Yeah.
So it's like always interesting to hear that, and then like bringing the guys on here so I can hear your process, so it could be brought out more, so that people can hear like, oh well, guys are doing this too. It's not just the woman. Like, guys are doing this too, because y'all want the same thing. You guys want love. You guys want that admiration. And this is what
100%.
I'm going to lead with and ask. Let's give me a second. What I'm going to like, what I want to ask is like, what was the process, and like, what was your journey like with manifesting your wife back like twice?
So the first time that I did it, it involved a lot of suffering. I, like a lot of people in the community, read that people did it by affirmations and they did it by visualizing. And so I misunderstood that the point behind an affirmation or a visualization was to recognize that I had it. From my point of view, what I was thinking is that like I was going to create it, like it wasn't created already. And so I had to struggle and I had to really try. And so I did do that. I kept affirming. And an interesting thing happened is that I started to feel the affirmations as true. And I started to actually like Neville talks about that. Like when you pray correctly, your state changes, right? Like you may have, before you went into prayer, seen your wife in a particular way, right? Like we're separated, or she's this or she's that. The old story coming up in mind. And then I go into prayer. And then when I come out, I notice that my thoughts naturally, I start viewing my wife as though I am in a loving relationship. So nothing changed outside, but now I'm imagining differently naturally. And that's the point behind manifestation, is not to try to convince myself that I'm a frog, or to try to convince myself that I'm something else, to try to accept that it's true now. So I'm not making it that way. And this is where I see a lot of people fail when I do coaching, or just all the stuff I'm part of, is they're trying to create it. They're trying to force it. They're trying to force themselves to be a particular way. And it's about recognizing that you are that way now. It's about surrendering to it. And that's ultimately what I came to. So I suffered for the first month or two when I manifested her. Finally, I recall this recording that I said to myself. I used to do recordings to listen to affirmations and stuff. And the recording that I came to, and this is right before I manifested her, I came to the realization that I am in a loving relationship. What can I do? And listen, that recording was so profound, because it was like, even back then when I didn't know what I was doing, And I think that's the problem with a lot of people that are manifesting. They have no idea what the hell they're doing. They go and they read this person's TikTok, they go to this person's YouTube, they go to and they're just trying to find the quick fix without understanding why. And what I realized is it's like what they all had in common is I was recognizing that I am it or I have it now. That's what an affirmation does. That's what a technique does. That's what visualizing does. It's not doing anything besides recognizing that I have it. So that's what I did the first time. The second time, I knew that I was the cause. And a really big thing also is the first time, which caused me a lot of suffering, my focus kept going to her. What is she doing? Oh, she said this. Oh, where is she at? Oh, can I do it based upon what happened between? My focus was outside. And you'll notice when you're focused outside, you'll feel powerless, and you'll be talking to yourself based upon your appearances, which your appearances aren't ideal, hence why you're manifesting from them to be different. So it's so important that your focus is on you and your inner world. My wife is like this. It's not based upon this or what she said or what she's doing or where she's at, or it's based upon my inner world. And I am the sole cause and the sole director of what I say to myself within my world. And I can say, she loves me and she adores me, and I can feel this to be true in my inner world because my inner world has absolutely zero anything to do with what's happening outside of me. It affects everything outside of me, but it's not the outer world. I can cut off the outer world, and I can feel and I can imagine whatever I want to be if I focus on me. And so the second time I focused on me, which caused me less suffering, which resulted in me manifesting her quicker. So that's really the biggest thing, and then I had also like another big thing I had that a lot of people that I work with have is, oh, do they have free will? And because people have experienced with their senses that their SPs appeared a particular way, it appears to the senses like there's separation. That's the beautiful part of this, right? Like that's how God gets to experience itself, is by the illusion of separation. How else could it without your senses? So what I do in secret, nobody sees at first, but then my senses confirm what I did in secret. That's how it works. It has to work that way. It's the only way I can know who I'm being. And so then, so I just flowed. I flowed to just recognize anytime I thought of my wife, thank you that I have the perfect marriage. I accepted it as true in my inner world, and I went on with my day. If I'd have thought about my wife in any way, shape, or form, thank you that I have the perfect relationship with my wife. I went on with my day. And that's how I did. And then she flowed back into my life.
I love that. That's so beautiful. That's the beauty. Like I think that's like the beauty of it. And I think even even with my journey, like one of the things that you said about focusing on yourself was the same thing that my SP had previously said to me. And like, I don't know if you realize this, but like I feel like your SPs or people in general, they tell you the things that you really need to work on, but you don't listen. Like it kind of like just like goes over your head, and you kind of just like don't listen to it. And at the time, I didn't. I heard it. Like I heard it because he wrote it in a text message. I read it and I was like, I kind of like ignored it. Went over my head.
Yeah.
But like now looking back at it, because he said that back in November, now looking back at it, I'm like, oh, wait, I'm doing exactly what he said to do. And because I chose to sit there focusing on me, I am now finally starting to see like all of these BBLs and like all of the like the signs and synchronicities, and they're becoming like louder to the point where I'm like, you can't make it up at this point.
Yep.
And that's like the crazy part. It's like I'm lost and I'm seeing the person's name or like their name, or I'm scrolling at my friends are seeing him pop up on their For You page, and they don't watch they don't watch gaming content. And I'm like, I don't know. And it'd be it's like three friends in a day telling me, oh, your man is on the For You page. And I'm like, I don't know. What am I supposed to do about it? Don't talk to me. Talk to your For You page. but that it's that when I first met him, because I was on this I was on this journey like prior, and I was like manifesting X, and it didn't work out. When I sit here thinking about it now and doing some reflections, it's made me realize that had things gone any other way, if I can sit here asking myself, like realistically asking myself, when I met my SP, was I ready? And I had to recently answer that question, like, no, I wasn't. Well, now that I was able to come to that conclusion, I was like, okay, I'm genuinely ready now. Now he can come in.
Yeah. Yeah, I relate to that. It was the same for me. I think I needed to go what I needed through like a lot of responsibilities I have and stuff. And today I wouldn't have mentally been able to control my imagination enough to be able to manage them. So like I always wanted to be, successful, and I always wanted to, have relationships and stuff, but like I couldn't control my imagining. Like I remember back in the day, if I had to pay a bill for $50, it would stress me the fuck out. Or if I had, I couldn't figure out how I'd make a couple $100, I'd be stressed as shit. And it's like, if I can't control my imagination with such a basic, easy thing, how am I going to manage a business? How am I going to manage supervisors? How am I going to manage my wife, my kids? How am I going to be the head of the household? How am I going to, and it's like all this stuff is, it is, as I said in the beginning, it really is all for you. It's set up perfectly. And everything you're going through needs to happen in order for you to create whatever it is that you want to create. I don't know if you ever read that book, An Acre of Diamonds, but have you read it by chance?
No, I have not read that one, but I'll add it to my list.
It's a great book. The premise behind it is this, is that like there's this guy that wanted to be extremely rich, and he found this land that was like extremely just filled with diamonds, right? Like the biggest land of diamonds that's ever been found. Well, this guy goes and buys all these, invests in all these equipments, etc., digs and just finds a shit ton of diamonds. Well, he comes to a dry spot where he's like, I can't find any more diamonds and etc. He goes and digs for another couple of feet or hundreds of feet or whatever it was, and he goes, you know what? I'm just going to give up. I'm going to sell my equipment. I'm going to go try to find diamonds somewhere else, and I'm going to sell all my stuff. So he does. Well, that person never goes on to find another acre of diamonds again. That was the only acre of diamonds he ever found. He lost all his money in the process, etc. Well, the person that bought it, bought his gear, bought the same land, and ended up digging like another, I think, 6 inches or a foot, and they found the biggest land of diamonds that there's ever been found. It's like based upon a true story. And the whole thing behind that is stop looking outside of yourself for ways to become a billionaire. You have it within. Stop looking for things outside of yourself that, I could be better here. I could be better here. It's like just focus on what you're good at and let that flow because you're sitting on acres of diamonds. It's a great book.
I feel, now that you say it, like now that you said the story behind it, I think I had heard it because I think I heard it back when I did my whatever I did like an orientation for my mindfulness degree because I'm getting my hold on, let me respond to that question. I think for the residency for my mindfulness program, the director of the program, he brought that story up.
Mm.
And even with the degrees, I decided to go back to school to study all of this stuff at a deeper level. And I was like, I feel like there's something missing because I felt like there was something missing within the community. Like there was like surface level stuff. It's just like there's something missing. And so I was like, I'm gonna go back to school. And I found my degree. I found my bachelor's degree in holistic psychology with a specialization in expressive arts therapy and a double minor in cognitive neuroscience and photography. And I also got into an accelerated master's degree program in mindfulness. And so a lot of like the classes and the papers that I wrote and the discussions that came up, we talked about law of assumption, we talked about quantum physics, we talked about like all like these different things. And each paper that I wrote, I would go deeper, but I would find a way to connect what I was learning in school back to like law of assumption. So like law of assumption was like the baseline, but I just kept on like going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and it brought me here to this point where I'm like now realizing that law of assumption, law of attraction, whatever it is, it's all the same thing, just different terms. It's just the way that it's being explained. I became more so an omninist, where I like to find the truth in everything versus just focusing on this one area. And because of the mindfulness, like each class was like at that one area of my life. Like my photography class, was like a film class, and the teacher was like, you have to trust the process. And I was like, woman, I barely trust the process of my own life, and you want me to trust the process? No.
Yeah.
And when I say thankful, while yes, that may be true, the limiting beliefs, I have a rant on my page about limiting beliefs in that term, but we're not going to go into that. Because I feel like everybody throws out limiting beliefs without actually understanding what they're actually really saying. That's for a conversation for a whole other day. Anyways, that class, like, it did teach me, like, okay, you gotta trust the process because it's an inward process. Like, I don't see what's happening on the inside, but just because I don't see what's happening on the inside doesn't mean that that a beautiful picture cannot emerge. Like, and you literally gotta like go in the dark room, rolling like you gotta go in, you gotta trust it, reel it, all of that, and you then don't get to see the image until you develop the photo and the film. There was even moments where I accidentally put I put the fixer remover in lost images, and it was like, oh, revision. Oh, okay. Like all these like different things that like made me think, okay, this is a part of the process, and yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I always say like the way that like by like the state that you're occupying, and because I found like in the example where I talked about states, is that whenever I'm lacking for SP or I'm in old story or I'm looking for proof and validation or I want the text, it is a direct indicator that I'm in a state currently, and it's the state of not being in a loving relationship, because the only time that I look for proof is when I don't feel like I am it or I have it, which means that I fell out of the state. And so what I found is that anytime that happened for me, what I was really wanting was the state where I was in a loving relationship. That's what I was really thirsting for. Because you'll notice, as proof, is when you manifest your SP, nobody is wanting or thirsting for their SP anymore. Like both times I got my wife back, it wasn't like this, oh my God, please, like I started off with when I was in the state of not having them. When I was getting my wife back, I already knew I was in a loving relationship. There was no like, when it came back, it was like, oh, that's cool. And it was like exciting, but it wasn't like, I have to have this. I'm so needy for this. I have to, like I was when I wasn't in the state. So what I'm actually wanting is the state. That's what everybody's wanting. You're wanting to be in the state of consciousness where you have it. And that's the point behind techniques. Like Neville talks about that when you feel the fill into the wish fulfilled, or you pray successfully, pay attention to the route that your attention follows. And the reason why is like, once you enter into the state, you'll notice that the way that your beliefs will change, the thoughts you say to yourself will change, the pictures you imagine will change, the perspective you see of your person, your world will change, because you change states.
Yeah.
And so like that's how I knew where I was at, is how often was I able to observe myself being in the state of being in a loving relationship. That was my proof. And what I noticed is that the quicker that I was there, or the more often I was there, the manifestation happened very quickly after.
That's valid. I think that because even now, I don't know about you, but I started practicing qigong, which is a form of movement meditation. Because I realized that I don't like sitting meditations as much. So
Yeah.
I practiced. I've been taking a qigong class for the summer for my degree, and I'm like, all right. I've never heard of qigong before I came to Houston because I moved to Houston from New York. I was doing Reiki and cupping therapy to help me to like regulate my nervous system to help me move here. And I'm like conveniently while I'm going while I finished my Reiki like my last Reiki session before I left, I was like I'm taking a qigong class, and it's almost as if qigong is like almost as if it's like I graduated because now I get to harness my own energy versus a Reiki practitioner working with my energy and balancing my energy. So like
Mm.
this kind of was like, oh, okay, this is new, but I've been practicing it consistently every day on my lives every day, even if it's for 30 minutes. I go in the pool, like, cause the pool that's where I'm house sitting at, they have like an area where I can it's not in the pool, but it's like an area where it's like stable enough for me to practice. And I just follow along with it. I just do it. I'm super, super consistent with it. And I'm just like, what? And like, I realize that since I've been doing it, the byproducts of me doing is I'm noticing that I no longer have the cortisol gut that everybody has when they have high cortisol. I'm more clear headed. I'm things are just happening at a different type of speed. I'm more calmer, more collected. Like I just feel more like at peace. And I'm just like, oh wait, was this the missing piece? So like, what? It's not a technique because it's obviously not a technique, but because this has been around for since before law of assumption. It's been around for 15,000 years or whatever, however long it's been around for. Um, do you find yourself meditating at all?
All the time. I think it's an important foundation for manifestation. Like if you want to be able to if you want to be able to fully control your mind, which is what's necessary for you to manifest, like be a master, then you have to be able to realize that you're the consciousness and not the thoughts. And I mean, sure, you can struggle to fight with your thoughts, you can struggle to change them. I did that for a long time. But it wasn't until I could disidentify from thoughts that I started becoming free, and manifestation became a lot easier for me. So I tell everybody, like, if you can just simply spend more time in silence, you can sit more time in awareness, you will manifest your life drastically better very quickly. Because 80% of, I won't even say 80%, 100% of shit that is created in your life that causes suffering or is unideal, you created by being unconscious. So then shows us that the solution then is to become conscious. Well, what is conscious? Conscious is the absence of the little I suggesting something in the mind. And so then it's the awareness. It's me being aware in the moment without judgment, without critique, without a little I suggesting what this means or doesn't mean, without identification to the body as this vessel that I'm occupying. When it's you're disidentified to this level, manifestation is just a breeze. You just experience what you love continuously. Like I used to struggle to manifest money. I used to struggle to manifest my business. Everything just literally flows. And I say this all the time, is like, I don't even get the opportunity to ask for anything anymore. Because when you're just conscious all the time, what you manifest is who you are. And what I find, since you are being awareness, or you experience yourself as awareness through meditation, you know who you are. When the little I stops thinking, when the inner talk stops thinking, you experience yourself as awareness. Well, what do you experience in that state? You experience bliss permeating your body. You experience gratitude permeating your body. You experience peace permeating your body. You experience love permeating your body. So what does this mean then? That's who you are. That is who you are when the mind stops, and we always manifest our state of being. Okay, so if your state of being is love and bliss and happiness and abundance, which is what you feel that you are, it's not a concept, but it's who you know you are when you're in flow, then the symbols that you manifest in your life are reflections of that, because it's showing you who you are. So I don't need to be specific and say I'm blessed or I'm loved or I'm this. Life shows me who I'm being continuously because I am it. You are it. And so to me, that's what I always suggest is like 99% of problems or what you manifest all came from you identifying as being the little I instead of recognizing who you are. And who you are is beyond the little I. It's beyond the conception that the little I creates or the personality the little I creates or the judging based upon appearances, right? Because like one of the struggles I used to have with my wife continuous, and this is what caused the part 2 for me. So I manifest her back and etc. Well, then I'd see her do something outside. I couldn't understand how to disidentify from what the little I was suggesting. So I go, oh, she's seeming distant. Well, this then gave life to more unideal thoughts. Maybe she doesn't love me. Maybe she's going to leave me. Maybe she's going to find somebody else. Maybe her emotions will, and this creates the moment that I have a thought like that I identify with, there it is, and I start opening up that being a possibility in my reality. I open up now the possibility for her now behaving that way. And this just cooked me. I manifest her a second time because of that. This time, the little I will still suggest that because that's what the little I does. But I know that all I have to do in order for me to not create a part 3 for me is I do not think in relation to what it's suggesting to me. That's it. I just become aware of the space where I experience my thoughts or where I imagine I would experience my thoughts. And I feel into that space, which is what I mean by becoming aware. So I'll fill in there. Instantaneously, I will rise above the little I's thoughts. I will become extremely alert and aware. The emotional state I was in will dissolve. And I don't see anything wrong because how could anything be wrong? If I'm love, peace, bliss, happiness, fulfillment, which I am by default, which is what you are, and you recognize this by while you're in meditation. So this must mean then that's what life is. And if I'm experiencing anything other than that, this must mean it's not an I thought. It must be a little I thought. And if it's a little I thought, I don't need to worry about it. I don't need to identify with it. I don't need to do anything with it. I let it pass. Because a problem only exists if I imagine that it does. So that's my experience with it. It's like my whole entire teaching is I talk about flow is the way. If you want to manifest your person, be as you are.
Someone in the chat asked, what is your take on needing to feel while visualizing or meditating? Feel when I visualize or meditating, and if I'm being honest, I don't visualize. I actually play The Sims to visualize, but a video for another day because I could talk about The Sims and visualization. But like Joseph said, it's a flow. You want to be in a flow. When I play Sims, that's my form of flow because I will be on Sims for literally hours. Like I will get on at like 2 o'clock. Say I get on at like 7:30 and play out. There'll be occasional times where I stream it. I'll get on it, and then I don't get off until 3 a.m. in the morning. And I don't pay attention to the comments when I'm streaming because I get so lost in my head with my imagination because Sims is an imagination game. Not only is it an imagination game, but imagine playing it when you have mods and CC. So now I really made the game super realistic. I made friends in that game. Like, I've made actual friends that look like their selves in the game. And because I put them in my game, I've ended up manifesting them in real life and meeting them in real life.
That's actually cool.
And people are like, but you say you don't visualize. I'm like, I don't visualize, but I can put somebody in the game and go detail by detail and make them look exactly like the person.
Yeah, I think the misconception is that people think that they're only visualizing or imagining when they like picture something. It's like anytime that like if I and this is why I talk about the importance of focusing within is because anytime you're talking to yourself, you're imagining, you're creating. And this is why I say, hey, focus within is because when you focus within, it's just a simple, hey, it's this way. When you focus without, you'll notice that your imagination or what you're saying to yourself or picturing
Mm-hmm.
will be like completely like I have this thing. If I don't get a text from my wife, let's say for a couple hours or something, and I bring my attention outside of me and I go, what is she doing? Well, my brain will go, well, she's with somebody. Oh, she's doing this. Oh, she's doing that, which is a very normal way of thinking when we think of something outside of us. You'll notice that, like, you'll imagine an ideal when you focus outside to look for answers. When you look within to look for answers, it's very simple. It's this way or it's that way. But I'm talking to myself. And when I'm talking to myself, this is imagining. It's an inner conversation. It's imagining. And it'll create the experience I'm imagining. So it's like, it's not just, it doesn't have to be like this perfect visualization or this affirmation. In fact, simply, um, I don't really affirm or visualize or do anything anymore because I recognize that I already am who I desire to be. So I just surrender to it. You know, as Neville says, when desire comes to me, I thank you that it's mine. It's like I don't do anything to earn it. It is me. It's almost as if that, like, I don't know, it's almost like my true self or something like that is already this way. And it's giving me the desire as a little breadcrumb of like, hey, recognize who you are. Accept this. Oh, cool. It is that way. Thank you. And then my self-concept will change. My beliefs will change. My thoughts will change. And then I end up creating everything. And the funny thing about this, now that I'm where I'm at, the funny thing is, it seems like it's always been this way. It seems like I've always been this person. And the funny thing is, I have been. The funny thing was, though, is that like what I am aware of is what I'll experience. So what I mean by that is, I noticed this for the first time when I was manifesting my wife back the second time. I was in the state where I wasn't in a loving relationship, and all I can think of is we've had so many problems. Maybe this is best we're not together. I should get another girlfriend, et cetera, et cetera. And that's all I could think about because that's what the state of consciousness I was in. Then when I got into a loving relationship with her, it's so funny. 2 weeks prior, I was in a different state, but I couldn't remember anything or I couldn't perceive the world that way. Why? Because my state of consciousness changed. I was now conscious of being in a loving relationship. So all I could think about with my wife naturally was that she was the perfect wife. She's always been the perfect wife. We've always been together. And it's weird because I had like these faint memories where I could remember it was different, but I couldn't really, it wasn't very profound. Why? Because my state of consciousness changed. When I'm in that state of consciousness, I can only see what's in that state of consciousness. And so that's why that's the key, is changing that.
I love that. And I think something that you said earlier about the silence part, the silence and being silent. I don't think enough people can handle the silence. I know for me, I had to do a noble silence retreat last year. Yeah, that was fun. Not my, I was not used to that at all. I was like, I can't talk. Like other people around me can talk, but I couldn't talk like at all. I was like, this is awkward. But I was like, because I stayed quiet, it built up concentration, which most of us don't have. We don't have that concentration. Even with like affirming, I don't even do much affirming. I do more focused perception, which is a lot different than quote unquote robotic affirmations. It's more like I'm focused on this one thing and I'm like replaying it, but like not in a way where it's like forcing it. It's just the focused perception.
Mm.
And because I have that focused perception, I'm in a higher I'm in a higher flow state, and I'm noticing it when I create content. Like when I've been creating content, I'm so focused when I'm creating content now. Like my content is flowing better, my content is doing better. Like people want to work, like people want to do the collaborations. Like I think even with like the trial and errors of us doing us supposedly doing a live a few weeks ago and not getting around to being able to do that, I'm like, oh well, everything happened because like everything happened the way that it was supposed to.
Yep.
Because then I wasn't in that right state to do it. Now I am.
Yep.
So when I see um pizza rolls.
It's so good.
I love pizza rolls, especially with the garlic butter. Oh my god. Y'all,
Yes.
if y'all try it with the garlic butter, okay? Not gonna say you should, but you should. Anyway,
I'll
side.
try. I love garlic butter.
It's so good. Fry like when you fry them up with the garlic. Oh my god, I could talk about them pizza rolls all day with the garlic butter. I think that's like the irony of it. It's like the embody, like you gotta like embody that version of you that has what it is that you want. Because if you actually had what it is that you want, would you actually be affirming? Like you didn't affirm 50,000 times to get into the negative circumstance. So would you be doing like if you already had the loving relationship, the money or whatever, would you be doing that if you already had it?
It's so true. Yeah. Yeah. And what I find is that like when you're in flow, it just as you said. I mean, um, the challenging part is for most people, they don't like the silence as you talked about. They're so addicted to their thoughts that when they hear this, it threatens their ego, and their ego automatically tells them to turn off the what it is that I'm saying. And I recognize that because mine was like that before when I listened to people that were enlightening me. Um, the ego is all about outside things and proof and validation and chaos and problems and drama and all this stuff. And so when it hears that like, hey, there's a solution to this, it sounds boring to the ego. It doesn't like that. And so you'll find that, I find a lot of people I tell to meditate. Well, they have a really hard time meditating. Or if I tell people that like it is that way now, well, they can't recognize it is that way now. And the whole reason why is because like until you're in flow, what it is that I'm saying doesn't make sense. There's confusion because that's part of what the ego does. The ego creates confusion, it creates separation, it creates lack, it creates problems, and when you're in flow, it creates clarity. I always know what to do. Everything I seem to do is always the right thing to do. I just did a collaboration with like probably the biggest guy on YouTube for manifestation. And it was just a bridge of incidents that ended up happening flow based. And just a wonderful conversation. It was like an hour and 20-minute conversation we had on my YouTube. And we were both just in flow, but this guy's like a multi-millionaire. He speaks at Think and Grow Rich, Think and Grow Rich gatherings and shit. And it ended up just flowing. We were doing a collaboration together. And that's the type of really cool shit that happens while you're in flow. You just get led to cool opportunities, and it's spontaneous. I'll hear a lot of people say, "Well, I don't know what my life's gonna look like," and etc. That means that you're living in flow because you're being present in the moment, and you're being as you are, without worrying about the future, dwelling in the past. So there is no thought about the future. Well, if you didn't have a thought about the future, how could you know? I mean, you could, because like you created, obviously, right? But I just noticed from doing both affirming continuously for several years and being in flow, I can think back to any time I was the best at sales, I was in flow. When I was going on dates and when I was single, the best dates I ever had was in flow. The best conversations I've ever had were in flow. The best experience in life I've ever had is in flow. The best life has ever been experienced while I'm in flow. Right. And people don't realize it, but they want to do activities like jump off cliffs or skydive. They think it's because of the activity. It's not. It's because it's the only time where they're free from their mind. Their mind isn't thinking. Their mind isn't creating problems. Their mind isn't dissatisfied. So their brain goes, oh, it's that thing. No, it's not, because I experience flow talking to you now. I experience flow when I go for a walk. I experience flow when I'm sitting in an alleyway. I experience flow when I'm sitting on my bed. No experience is better than another because I'm what makes the experience wonderful, not the experience. And so that's the thing behind flow is that you are what makes everything bliss, not the experience. You are what makes everything love, not the experience. You are what makes abundance, not the experience. And so it's opposite. you're not a victim to appearances anymore. You recognize that you are what before you were looking outside for, like a beggar, because that's what we're doing. I want the love in I want the love in the relationship. Why? So that way I can show myself that I'm begging for it when I'm the source of it. I'm wanting money. Once I see my bank account, I'm a beggar. I'm waiting. I need proof and validation to be as I want to be. But you are it. You're the source of all of it. You are what colors life. You are what creates experiences. You'll even notice that when you're in flow, the people that you're around are in flow. Your state of consciousness affects everybody around you. And you'll notice if I have an off day, everybody I'm around is an asshole. Everybody I'm around has problems. Everybody I'm around is pissed off. Everybody I'm around is this goes wrong or that goes wrong. It's mirroring my state of consciousness. When I'm in flow, I have lovely conversations. Wonderful opportunities come. Money flows into my account. My wife appears more like everything just flows in harmony with me. It literally, I'm telling you, it is the key to everything. You don't need to affirm. You don't need to control or force. And I know that everybody's getting mixed results from this. Like I did, everyone I talk to, they get mixed results. They'll see some of their manifestations and then it'll fuck up. And they'll get some of their manifestations and it'll fuck up. And the whole time they're miserable because they're talking to themselves. It's this way, it's this way, it's this way. And their mind fight with them. No, it's not. It's this way, it's this. And they're sitting there all day long doing that, causing suffering. And so even if you do get your person, you're still suffering once you're in the relationship because then your mind goes back to the same shit before. They're going to leave me. No, this. No. And the whole time I'm fucking in my head. I'm not even experiencing the thing. So it's like, I think it's a stepping point we all come to is that we start trying to create and we realize in some level we create. And so then we take it to this obsessive force and control level where my whole life is now consumed with being in my head. And then I think once you do that for a while, you kind of, you grow to a next level where you recognize that you're consciousness. And then once you're here, manifestation becomes easy. So it's like a little, it's a stepping stool where you go from, I'm a victim who's unconscious to I'm the creator who's overly thinking to I'm just consciousness and I let everything flow through me. That's been my experience at least.
You have literally said what I have written research papers on.
Yeah.
Like, right, literally word for word to a T. You have literally said what I have wrote research papers on. Like,
Yeah.
I actually one of my last research papers was using a shamanistic approach to and the neuroscience of healing to create your dream reality. And it was a different way to do it, but I ended up getting an A on the paper. And my teacher was like, "This is a perfect way to write for your thesis, and you can use it as a framework." And I was like, "Oh, well, yay!" I use myself as a case study. Like anything that I talk about on my TikTok or my YouTube channel or whatever is stuff that I've experimented with and wrote research papers on. Like I don't talk about anything that I have not already tried. But like I found a way. Like, and what I noticed about shamanism and like the beats for that like puts you in like a trance. Like I'm in such a shamanic trance. And I was like, oh, okay. What happens when you go into a shamanic trance and then you affirm? Like, what happens then? How does that work? How is that affecting your reality? And clearly, whatever I experimented with, clearly it worked because I quantum jumped to the point at which I'm here in Houston, which was something that I was already manifesting. And it took me a series of events to get me here that just flowed out just the way that it is. But I did want to go back to here because somebody in the comments asked another question. How would I go about manifesting money? I did create a binary plus affirmation tape mentioning abundance abundance? I want to hear what from Joseph about this question.
The biggest thing for me, because like I grew up in a lower middle class house, and part of the identity, and this is just I could go on with it forever, and actually I have to take off after this. But the thing that was the problem for me is that my identity. The problem with having the identity or identifying with the personality is that to it, there's only one way to do something, and it's what it's experienced. And so for me, like I was used to making, $20 an hour or something like that while working employment. So then whenever I'd go, oh, I'm abundant or whatever, like it just didn't make sense because immediately the identity would go, well, you're not working, which is the only way it knew how to make money, right? So what I found was twofold. Number one, whenever I had the thought of money, I do the same thing with my wife. I do the same thing with content creation, coaching clients, my business, my car that I now have, etc. Everything is that I simply go to, when I think of the subject, I ask myself, what is it that I desire? Simple. I don't think, how am I going to get it? What do I need to do? Do I not have it? Do I have it? It's just a simple thank you, much like in the Bible, whenever Jesus prayed before he did something. Thank you, Father, that it is this way. That's all my prayers. Thank you that I'm extremely abundant. Number one. Number two, here's the other thing is that, and this goes back into why it's so important to be conscious. Anytime that you are having a conversation with money, you're thinking about how money interacts with you. You're thinking about whether or not you have a lot of it or you don't have a lot of it. Anytime you get a bill, you're thinking whether or not you have a lot of it or you don't have a lot of it. Anytime you go to the store, you're thinking, you're judging your actions. Are you buying that cheaper 76-cent ones because you're aware of the fact that you don't have money and it's want you to take that action? Or are you imagining that you have an abundance? We are imagining what our relationship is with money continuously. When you receive a bill, are you thinking, I don't have enough money to pay this? Are you imagining that you're in lack? Or are you imagining that you have abundance? We have to change the way that we imagine about something before that thing changes. And so it's imagine that you have abundance when you get a bill. And don't look at it like a problem whenever you get in a bill and then reactivity wants to rise. And you look at it like a blessing. It's a reminder to now acknowledge that you're the way that you want to be. It's an opportunity for you to now see yourself differently than how it was that you saw yourself before. It's an opportunity for you to imagine based upon knowing who you are instead of being a victim to reality. And so whenever you get a bill, thank you. It's an opportunity for me to recognize that I'm super abundant. Whenever you get an opportunity to spend money, thank you. It's an opportunity for me to recognize that I'm super abundant. Whenever you think of money, thank you. It's a reminder for me to recognize that I'm super abundant. And it's just that. It's a simple acknowledgement that you are abundant and not allowing yourself to imagine that you aren't. It really just comes down to that.
I love that. I like to say thank you more, please. That's my point, is a thank you more, please.
Yeah.
I love that. Damn. That's like that just makes so much like that. Yeah, thank you more, please. But like, thank you for the. Oh, there were so many gems in there. So many gems.
Fire.
You gotta go after this. Does anybody have one more question? But one more question, and then plus tell people where they can find you. As well.
Cool. Yeah, guys. You can. I got a TikTok. I got a YouTube. You can find me on YouTube, Joseph Manifesting. I believe it's the same thing on TikTok, but yeah, I go live on. Fuck, I have so many meetings. I don't even know what day I go live. I have it on my whiteboard somewhere, but I go live twice a week, and I'm usually on there with a guy that's also a partner with me. He manifested his person 6 times now, which is just fucking nuts. And I understand why. His SP is like a celebrity. She's got like 2 million followers on TikTok. She has like actual celebrities, like people you know in movies.
That's a sign for me.
In her DMs, and he still succeeded. He's like the other coach with me in our school community. But yeah. If anyone has one more question, shoot away.
insane, but admirable at the same time.
Yeah, it's far. You should check it out. It's on my YouTube. I just posted it like within the last couple of days.
I've been rejected multiple times by my SP, so I don't blame. Wait, is that a question? Luke said, "How many energy drinks?"
That is a question.
Um,
I've had one and a half, Luke.
okay, that's not that bad.
My wife is on my ass today. She's like, "Have you drank water?" Which I asked her to. I mean, she's been. I
Um,
haven't had water besides the crazy amount of water that's in C4s.
Chris, was that a question? Just wanted for my just to make sure. I mean, Joe will probably be back on like on a live at a later date, or I'll probably go on his TikTok one of these days when he uh. So
Yeah,
it's
come say what's up. We actually it's actually a good idea. So we'll have guests come on. We had somebody yesterday. She's like pretty. She has like a couple 100,000 followers. She came on and she wants to do a collab, but she's like she's one of the people that's in tarot reading. So yeah, if you wanna, if you're in the chat, I'll send you an invite so you can just jump on with us.
yeah, I would love to. I don't think I'm. Is the school community or your Discord?
In the for TikTok, like TikTok will do a duel like this,
Okay.
but we can have like I think up to like 8 people join. So
Yeah, you can have up to like nine, 8 people. No, it's eight, and because you're the host. So
yeah,
yeah, I would definitely be down to doing that. I would love to do that. I understand what it's like to be manifested by multiple. Yeah, I understand it too. um, I understand it too. I'm not even gonna. I get it completely. But I
yeah,
think it's to the point where I don't even feel like I don't. I think for me, I block out anybody who tries to manifest me romantically, but I can pick up on a friend that thinks that is telling me that they want me to call them or text them.
mm.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's really like I think it's whatever it is that you give permission to, you'll experience, right? Like the second time that I manifested my wife back, I was like, I came to this place where I'm like, I'm fucking tired of being the one manifesting her. I was like in this silly mind state, like, because it doesn't make any sense. Of course, I'm the one manifesting because I'm the only power in my reality. So it's like silly that I came there. But I'm like, I want her to fucking manifest me. So for a week, I was saying that she was manifesting me. She did. And so you see, like, you give permission for somebody to do something in your reality. If permission isn't given, you won't experience it.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys,
I
thank you so
do
much. I
say that
appreciate
my
you.
SP is manifesting me. I do say that. So that's
I
probably
love that one.
why I've been getting signs like crazy. Cause I
Yeah.
say that. But I gave him permission. Everybody else,
Yeah.
yeah. But all right, that was a good live, and the
Yeah.
live will be up. The replay will be up on the YouTube probably either tomorrow or the day after.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. I'll see you soon. I'm sure we'll be going live Sunday around like 2 p.m. Arizona time.
Okay, that's like 3 p.m. Central.
I think it's 4 years.
Okay, yeah,
So,
definitely.
all right, cool. See ya. Thank you so much. Later, guys. Later, Luke.
Guys, that was so good. That was so good. I love that. Like that was really good. No, that was fun. I love doing these like collaboration lives. Like they're so fun. Like I really love doing collaboration lives. Joe is the GOAT. He really is the GOAT. I love Joe. I've been watching his content for like a while. That's why I was like, oh my god, yay! I get to do a collab with him. I've done like different collabs with Pebbles and uh, I had yeah. The replay on that one is up on YouTube. I don't even think I posted up any clips from that one. In on all honesty, Yeah, Pebble. Like you know, you found me for because of Pebbles. Who else did I do a collab with? I've done a collab with so many people. I think I also did one with. I've done multiple with Master Manifestors, Olivia Grace. I did one with her, and then multiple with her. I'm in his school community. He's so wise when it comes to. He is. He is. That's why I was like, I really want to do um a live with him because I was like, he is wise. So I will. What the heck? Okay, sorry guys. Yeah, that's why I like bringing on people who are more they're bringing in more people who are more aware, more conscious oriented because I've evolved with my teachings because I've layered on different things. Like that's why I brought in somebody else because I don't just want it to be about me. Yeah, I can answer all these questions, but it's always good when you can hear from somebody else's perspective, especially the guys. Like because you hear about the woman, like you hear about the woman manifesting SPs all the time, but to hear it from a guy, it's different when you hear it from a guy. I'm trying to listen to both of y'all, but was typing and respond. I get it. I trust me, I get it. Yeah, that part. Wait, hold up, Luke. Oh, where'd your comment go? Cause TikTok is filtering comments, and I hate this. I would love to do a collab live with him. Like, I really would love to do a collab live with him. Like, I would love to do a collab with Tone one day. Gonna have to manifest. We're gonna have to manifest that because I would love to do one with him. Like, I really would. That would be epic. Thank you. Well, he is. Like he is. I definitely want. Like that's what I said. I'm like, yeah, I really want. I want to expand my reach and expand my collaboration vibe. So definitely. Yo, I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh my god, I can't. I cannot. Yeah, guys, that was good. I love this. That was so good. I like I said, if you guys did, most of you that were in here, you guys did. You guys were here for the most part the entire time. But if you guys were not, if you guys want to make sure to, if you guys want to see the replay and watch it back again, you can. It will be up on YouTube as soon as I get around to putting on YouTube, which will either be tomorrow or on Saturday. I don't know for sure. It depends on my schedule and what I'm doing. I think tomorrow I'm going to be cleaning. I wish there was a way to just manifest that the house could just clean itself. Can that be a thing? Can that be a thing? Can we just manifest the house cleaning itself? So don't judge me for that, okay? Y'all don't judge me for that. Well, there is a robot. There's a vacuum robot. Um, there is there is. I want to stay on for a little while longer, but um, kind of I kind of want to like woosah for the rest of the night because I really have not just like had like a woosah night. So I want to woosah, especially because I walked the dog early too. Like I got done with walking. I took the dog is fed. He's fed. The dog is fed and all of that, and I took him out on his walk. So I definitely want to kind of just relax like for the rest of the night. Yeah. Plus, y'all, I recorded content today. Okay, I recorded content. My phone. Let me tell you, I'm not allowed to make. You remember when y'all told me? Oh, he's live right now. That's actually hilarious. You remember when I took when I said I think we did. I think y'all did. Cause wait, what? That's hilarious. You remember when yesterday we were on live and we said 109 drafts? I'm at 113, and I re-recorded some TikToks because I needed to re-record them. Yeah, yeah, and I have bots in my comment section of one of my videos, and it's super annoying. But yeah, I have 100 and I have 100 and I have 113. 113 freaking videos. Your girl, I was not playing. I was not playing. I know, but it's super freaking annoying because the comments that they have on the comments that they're commenting, they don't even have anything to do with the video. Like that, it's that part. They don't even have anything to do with the video. I don't know if I mean, now granted, it's been viewed 7,299 times. But the fact that it's the fact that it has comments that don't even have anything to do with the videos, it's like, what the hell? And it's like people who are saying, oh, their For You page is broken or whatever, and I'm like, what the hell? And it's like saying international sports. I'm like, what the hell? Like, this has nothing to do, like, this has nothing to do with the video, and you're clearly a bot. Clearly. Like, I want to keep it there, but I don't want that on my page. Like, I don't want that. I just wasn't expecting this video to actually do anything. Like, that's the part that's kicking me, because I'm like, out of all the videos that can actually do something, this is the one that's doing it. Like, I'm like, okay. And it's like it's saying your For You page isn't glitch, it's exposing you. No, we're gonna manifest authenticity, because ain't no way. Ain't no way. I mean, my videos are doing like are really good. They are doing good. I can't even sit here saying they're not. They're doing really good. But I did record quite a few videos. I recorded three different outfits. So yeah. While I wait for more clothes to record videos in. But yeah, guys, let me go. Let me get off this thing so that I can go and relax for the rest of the night. I love you guys. See you guys tomorrow. Oh, wait, before at least that part. By the way, guys, tomorrow night I'll be doing a gaming streaming tomorrow night. After I walk the dog. So just a heads up, I'm doing a gaming stream tomorrow night. During the day, I'll do like Resident Evil. During the day, I'll do like in the morning, I'll do my regular Qigong in the morning, and like in the afternoon, probably sometime in the afternoon, I'll do like an hour manifestation lounge. But tomorrow night, I'm definitely doing a game night. I did it last week, but nobody showed up, so I ended up getting off for like I only did it for like 30 minutes. But tomorrow night, we're definitely streaming Resident Evil tomorrow night. So that's the plan for tomorrow. Bye guys, see you tomorrow.